Lori here. I'm back. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a reading vlog, and it really has been. It's been about like 2 weeks, I would say. But life got crazy after New York City Comic Con. I gave my students a big test. I had to grade like 500 exams. So it's just been really, really busy. They changed my entire schedule. So I'm still adjusting to that. And this is my first week really back teaching like every single day with a new schedule and a lot of other planning stuff. But I wanted to get back to vlogging. I did wind up finishing one of my New York City Comic Con books already, and that is Arlo Finch and the Valley of Fire. It was an Owl Crepe Junior pick a couple of months back, and I actually really liked it. I picked it up because I got an arc of the second book, and I wanted to read it, and it was just super quick to read on the train back and forth from New York City Comic Con. Found it to be super adorable, and there will be a review on my blog in a couple of days, I think. But that book was just fun. It was a perfect mix of adventure, magic, mystery, and friendship. I really, really liked it. I also am listening to Sixth of Crows for my Time Warp YA book club. The link is in the description box. And I'm actually liking it. I'm not loving it. And I think it's because I'm listening to it, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue listening to like Crooked Kingdom. I'm liking it better. There's like a lot of characters, and I'm just finding it hard to be like emotionally connected to all of them. Now I'm getting a little bit more information about all the characters, so that might change. But right now, I'm liking it. I'm not loving it. The one thing I am loving about it is the world. I think Lee Bardugo crafts such amazing worlds that I'm really liking that part of it. But I'm really struggling to like the characters. At least I'm struggling to understand the characters. I do like some of them. I'm just wishing I may have picked a chance to physically read this book instead of listen to it, but time will tell if that thought stays. Also, with the Time Warp YA book club, I am reading My Plain Jane, which is a Jane Eyre retelling, and it's basically like like a ghost story. You follow Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte, and Alexander, and it's so funny. It's making me laugh. It's like the perfect creepy fall read, and I'm really enjoying it. And I'm about 170 pages in, and I'm just really liking it. So I'm probably definitely going to pick one day this week to read my chapters in this, which is 5 chapters. But overall, I'm really liking this so far, and I'm loving all the point of views, and I just can't wait to see where the story goes next. And the book that I'm actually currently in the middle of reading is a book that I started reading before New York City Comic Con and just kind of fell behind with it, and it is The Reader by Tracy Chee. I'm really liking this book. It's definitely a very, very expansive world. There was a lot of different point of views in this book, so I sometimes get a little bit confused like who's who. But I'm loving the world building. There's chapters, there's stories, because reading isn't a thing in this world, and that's what she is. And I'm loving the world. I'm loving how she transformed reading into almost like a superpower. I think that's so fascinating. And I'm loving all the various perspectives. I just wish it was like a little bit clearer. Right now, this is like a 3.5 star. I'm curious to see if it's going to go higher. But overall, that's what I thought about The Reader. Sixth of Crows, My Plain Jane, and Arlo Finch. But yeah, so I will be back tomorrow with my thoughts. Hopefully more about The Reader, and I will chat with you guys tomorrow. Bye. Laura here. I'm back. I did make some progress on The Reader, but today just did not go as well as I wanted reading wise. The teaching day was well. I just had a lot of like other little things that I had to do. But overall, I'm growing to like this book. I'm loving the various perspectives, and I'm loving seeing all the characters' point of views that we're getting it from. I wish I would have been a little bit more engaged in the start of the book as I am right now, because I'm loving the book right now. But overall, I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait to see what comes next. So hopefully, I'm going to read a little bit tonight and watch some videos or some TV shows that I'm so far behind on. I will keep you guys posted on that tomorrow, and I will catch you with you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, Laura here. I'm back. It is Tuesday night, and I'm here for a little bit of an update. I did make some progress on The Reader by Tracy Chee. I didn't make that much progress. I got up to page 284, which wasn't that much of a difference of where I started. But to be honest with you, I started watching a couple of videos of Busy Phillips. She was on Dawson's Creek, she was on Freaks and Geeks, she was on Cougar Town. She has a new TV show coming out, like a late night TV show on E coming out in a couple of weeks, and she released a book called This Will Only Hurt a Little, and she reads the audiobook, and I started reading that this morning, and I'm like halfway through, and it's so good. I'm laughing, I'm crying. It is just such an interesting look at her life. She's unflinchingly honest in this book, so it has like a bunch of trigger warnings for rape, for abortion, a bunch of topics. It's just super interesting. We're rightly getting to like her Hollywood start. Like the first half of the book was literally about her childhood and like her growing up and her teenage years. That part was probably one of my favorite parts of the book, just listening to her speak, and she also reads it to me. It's really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. But just because of that, the reader took a little bit of a backseat today. But I am really both enjoying both books. I'm still reading My Plain Jane. I hope to actually sit down and dive into this and hopefully maybe even finish it tonight. I am watching This Is Us at 9. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a small update. I probably won't be able to update tomorrow. I don't know if I mentioned this on these vlogs yet, but I'm going to be the maid of honor for my cousin's wedding. And we live in New York. In New York City, there's Kleinfelds. If you've ever watched Say Yes to the Dress, that's where that takes place. So we're going tomorrow because she got an appointment there for like a bride event, and I'm going because I'm the maid of honor and I need to be with her at all times with wedding things apparently, which is super fun, and I'm super happy that she asked me. But I'm gonna be gone all day and all night tomorrow. Hopefully not all night. But I don't think I'll be able to update, but hopefully I will have finished the reader by at least tomorrow. That's my goal, to have finished this book by tomorrow and also make some serious progress on This Will Only Hurt a Little. And then I'm gonna find another ebook, audiobook to listen to. I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but I will let you guys know. I am still listening to Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo, which I think was probably the worst decision to listen to that book. I should have just got the physical book. But I did have a free audiobook, so I was like, I might as well just listen to it. But I will definitely check in probably Thursday. This might be a 2-week reading vlog just because I haven't had a lot of content for you guys. And I'm also going to see Hamilton on Saturday, which is super exciting. So I'm getting back into my life busyness, which is good. It's nice. It's nice to have a little bit of like fun things, and it's nice to find a little bit of a life balance. So I will be sure to update you guys probably Thursday. So keep a nose out for that video, and for that clip, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. This is Lori here. I'm back. It is now Thursday night. What? Guys, Lori here. It's Thursday. This week has been a little bit busy, but overall pretty good. My voice is a little bit worse, but other than that, pretty good. I did actually finish This Will Only Hurt a Little by Busy Phillips, which is an autobiography, and I actually really enjoyed that. I finished that in about like 2 days. It was a super fast audiobook, which I think was made even more faster by the fact that she was reading it to me, and I kind of love Busy Phillips. She's on Cougar Town, she has her own late night talk show now, and she was on Dawson's Creek, which is probably one of my favorite shows of all time, and I really like it. And I did make some progress on the reader. I am now on page 342. This book is it's not the book I want to be reading right now, to be very honest, but I'm really interested in the world, so I'm going to give it a couple more hours and hopefully finish this tonight, and then go back to My Plain Jane. And I'm also listening to Six of Crows, but I want to like this book. I just think it's a very, very high fantasy, and I'm just not in the mood to read that right now. But overall, I'm fascinated by the world, and hopefully I like the ending a little bit better. I will keep you guys updated, and I will talk to you guys later. Hi guys, Laura here. I'm back. I did end up finishing the reader last night. I definitely would give it like 3.5 stars. I actually really liked the world. I got a little bit confused with like all the various perspectives because they weren't like, it was in so many different locations and so many different characters, and you went to so many people's head. There was like a little bit confusing, but I really did love the world, and I'm excited to read The Speaker because I think that book focuses on one of my favorite characters, which is Archer. If you've read the series, I'm really liking his point of view, but we haven't really been in his head yet. And I do have an arc of Storyteller, so hopefully maybe I'll be motivated to read it hopefully soon. But I did go backwards, and well, not backwards. I did go back to My Plain Jane, and I'm now on page 242 of that book. I'm actually really, really enjoying this. It's such an atmospheric, creepy novel. I'm just loving the world. I'm loving the 3 point of views. I'm loving it as a take on Jane Eyre. And I'm really loving the character of Charlotte. I think she's probably one of my favorite characters in this because she's so precocious and she's so like headstrong. I love the writing. The writing for Brody Ashton, Jodie Meadows, and Cynthia Hand is so funny, and it's just I love the breaking the fourth wall with the audience. I think that that's super fun. So I'm hopefully gonna take a break and then I'm gonna go back because I'm reading this for my book club. I am getting more engaged in Six of Crows. I'm listening to that right now. But tonight I am going to go back to Devouring Grey by Christian Lynn Herman. This book does come out in April. I did get this from BEA, and I started reading it during BEA. So I only have like 100 pages left of this, so I will definitely want to finishing this probably this weekend. I do have to do a lot of prep stuff. I am going to see Hamilton tomorrow, which is awesome, so exciting. I haven't decided what I'm going to do tonight. I'm either going to read or grade or do lesson planning. So one of those 3 things will happen, and when I'm done with lesson planning or grading, I will wind up diving back into this and hopefully making some progress on it because I really don't have a whole lot left. And when I'm done with this, I will actually do a review because I don't think I actually reviewed this or talked about it at all on my channel because I read it during BEA and then I just never went back to it. But overall, I'm really liking it. And I will definitely update you guys tomorrow with more of my reading progress and maybe a new book that I will be starting. I haven't decided what that is yet, but I do definitely have a lot of options. Hi guys, I'm back. So it's Saturday night and I finally feel like I have crossed out of my reading slump. I rarely ever get into reading slump, but it always happens around this time of year, especially because during Comic-Con, I always start like 5 books and I never finish them. So I always have to go backwards and I have to complete all those books that I started, which for the case of this was The Reader, Arlo Finch, Devouring Grey, and those 3 books I started, and I just had to finish them. But I started them over so many weeks that, like, going back to them was, like, a little bit of, like, a rush. The Reader, I think, was definitely the worst because the world is so detailed, and I think I forgot a lot when I was reading it over the course of a few weeks. So I did wind up finishing that, which was okay. And then I wound up finishing Devouring Grey. And I actually really enjoyed this. I definitely would give this book like 4 stars. The pacing was weird at points. I think it lacked the fast-pacedness that I wanted. But I definitely do equate this to like a Stranger Things type novel. I don't think I talked about this on my channel because I got this at Comic-Con. It comes out in April, so this is a really, really early review. And I did wind up meeting her, which is awesome. But this book follows this character named Violet. She ends up coming back to this town where her mom grew up in. And she learns that this town isn't exactly what she's expecting it to be. And she is one of the founding families. And the founding families have some secrets. And she learns that she is not so normal after all. It definitely has Stranger Things vibes. It definitely has elements of Twilight. And I know Twilight gets a lot of hate in it. But I actually thought it had similar elements. But I really like this book. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know how much I really despise Twilight. So the simple fact that I said that I love this book means it's not really like Twilight, but some elements did remind me. I definitely had massive Stranger Things vibes. I thought the dynamics between the characters were so realistic. The pacing was like a little bit clearer, I'll say, or like fast-paced. But I thought the world was developed very, very fast. I thought the ending was a little bit rushed. But overall, it was like a really solid debut. I will definitely be checking out book 2. And I really liked all the characters' heads that we got in this arc, which I'm sure the actual book will have much better pretty pictures. But these pictures are so pretty. And I just really liked it. Was super impressed by it. And I really will hope you guys will consider checking it out in April. I will do a full non-spoiler review coming in April. But I wanted to give you guys a small checkout note on my channel. But overall, I actually wound up really liking it. I gave it 4 stars. That saying, I really was in the desire to pick up something totally new and totally different, or something that I felt like I could fly into, and I have heard mixed things about this book, but everyone wanted this book at New York City Comic-Con and BookCon. So I did wind up picking up Four Dead Queens by Astrid Solti, and I actually am loving this book. I'm really invested in mysteries. I love a good mystery, and this is basically what this is. There's a bunch of different perspectives. Basically follows this girl named Carolina, I guess, or Carolyn. And she's basically like an assassin. And when she winds up stealing something that she probably doesn't, she gets caught up in a conspiracy featuring 4 dead queens. It's definitely not the setup I was expecting, but I'm really intrigued to see where it goes. I'm about 106 pages in, and I really just want to continue reading. I'm really intrigued. It's definitely like a fast-paced mystery, and I'm really loving the world building. I will definitely talk more about this tomorrow when I get a little bit more into it, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm definitely loving the point of views, and we get a lot of point of views in this book, so you do get to see like different characters other than the 2 leads, but it's super compelling. The world building is super well crafted, and I'm really, really liking it. So I'll definitely be back tomorrow to talk a little bit more about 4 Dead Queens, but right now, it's a pretty good reading day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye! Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. I just wanted to update before I started work for the Sunday, which today is Sunday. I did make some progress on Six of Crows. I'm actually really starting to enjoy the story. I'm actually becoming super invested in the characters, and it's just like becoming like a fun listen. It's definitely like a heist novel, which I normally really enjoy. I definitely am not gonna listen to the next book. I'm probably gonna read it physically. But overall, I'm growing to love those characters. I have made some progress on 4 Dead Queens. I'm on page 147. I'm liking it. I'm not loving it. I think it's a very fast-paced story. Like, it's definitely, like, very, very fast-paced. I like my characters. I just need to know a little bit more about them. The world building felt a little bit... I felt like I've seen it before, but it's, like, a little bit hard because, like, there's 4 different worlds, like 4 different like courts, and 4 queens rule so that the country does not fall apart. So every court is like a little bit different, and I've seen those courts, like those types of worlds, in other books before. Like there's one that has no electricity, and there's one that's very, very focused on the arts, and so all together they make up like one complete society, but they're really not, they don't have a lot of interaction. So I like the interaction between them. I love the dynamics between the 3 queens we're seeing. I just want a little bit more. I recently read the book Rule, and that's from Novel, and there's like a cross plot in both books that I'm like, do we need this? But I'm really liking it, and I'm loving the lead characters, and I'm loving getting into all the queens' heads. So it's a really interesting, definitely a very, very fast-paced story. I haven't flew through a book since the start of October, so this is definitely like a nice change. Sorry for my voice. I do have a small cold, and I do teach all week, so by Sunday, my voice is kind of shot. But I will hopefully check in tonight before I start reading again, and I'll let you guys know what I have continued to do if I have done it. I'm definitely going to listen while I grade, so I'll let you know how far I make it on Six of Crows. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi guys, Laura here. I'm back. I did wind up doing most of my grading, which is actually pretty exciting. And I did wind up finishing my section of Six of Crows, which is really good. And I'm about to start 4 Dead Queens, but I have to do some blogging stuff for you guys, so you guys will have some content this week, which is oh so exciting. So yeah, I'll be doing that, and then I'm going to hopefully try to read this. I will check back in if I do make some progress. Trying to get into a little bit of a better schedule. It's just hard with so much grading. But I did actually wind up reading a lot more this weekend than I normally do. And even though I did go to the city for a big chunk of the week, I still got a lot of stuff, so it's getting easier, which is good, which will leave more time for reading. And I'm just hopefully going to use my prep periods during school to grade more than doing it all at home. But yeah, so that's my plan right now, and I will check in before I go to bed, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Hi guys! Lori here. It's Monday night, and I just wanted to check in about 4 Dead Queens. I am now on page 222. This book is getting so beat up. Not my fault. It came to me kind of beat up to begin with. But I'm actually enjoying it. I'm not loving it, but I am enjoying it. It's like a fun, fast-paced mystery. I recently read Rule, which is a novel book, and it has very, very similar premises to that. And I enjoyed that book a little bit more. But one thing I do like is the mystery that's really compelling to read about. But they do something in the back of this book and in the summary. They kind of almost like ruin the book a little bit. But I'm curious to see if the whole summary comes true, because it's definitely not the book I was expecting. I was really imagining that this book took place in the future and these characters were trying to solve the murders of these four dead queens. That's not actually the dynamics of this book, which is super interesting. So I'll be curious to see like what I feel about it at the end and what I think of it. But there's definitely some dynamics that I wasn't expecting in this book, and I'm enjoying that part of it, and I'm loving the relationship between Carolyn and Varen. I'm really liking that dynamic. And I'm liking the integrated world building. So I'm definitely enjoying it. Right now I would say it's probably like a 3.5-star read. And I can't put it down. Like I just really, really want to keep reading it, which is the mark of a good book. I'll definitely check in maybe later on tonight and let you know how far I have. I have about I'm about 50% in. But yeah, I will definitely give you guys my thoughts in a little bit. Bye. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back. This video is getting actually rather long, so this might probably be when I'm done with Four Dead Queens. I might actually end this reading vlog and start another one. So yeah, but I actually am ridiculously far in Four Dead Queens. I am now on page 348, and this book is only just over 400 pages. So my hope is to finish this tonight before This Is Us comes on, and I'm still not sure how I feel about it. It's definitely an interesting novel. The structure was not what I was expecting, which is, I think, which kind of threw me off. Sorry, my voice seems a lot better to me. I don't know if it sounds better to you guys. But it just sound better on my end. I'm loving the various point of view. I'm loving how this novel was structured. I've never read a novel structured like this, so that was super interesting. And I did like the characters, but I didn't love them. I thought the structure was a super interesting way just to structure a novel. But the world building was not as well crafted as I wanted. So right now it's like a 3.5-star read. I would definitely recommend reading it. I think the structure is really cool. I'm curious to see if this is a standalone or a new series. I guess the end of the book will tell me. There was definitely a shocking twist, which I really did not see coming, so that was actually pretty good. So that raised it from 3 stars to 3.5 stars. But yeah, I'm liking it. It's not like the best thing I've ever read, but I do like it. I will check back in when I'm done and let you guys know my ending thoughts. But overall, I'm really glad I got to read this early. This does come out in February from Penguin. And yeah. It was definitely interesting. I'll say that. So far, I'm liking it. I'm not loving it, but overall, it's a pretty solid mystery. I love mysteries, and the mystery was well crafted, and that's the thing that mattered the most to me in this world, and I actually really liked it. So I will check back when I'm done. Hi guys, Lori here. I'm back, and last night I did wind up finishing Four Dead Queen by Ashton Sult. This comes out in February. I liked it. I didn't love it. I think that I had a hard time connecting to all the characters because there were so many in this. And the world building together felt super unique and different. But when you look at the individual courts separately, I kind of saw these worlds before. But I thought the mystery was super strong. I thought there was some unexpected twist in this novel, which was really unique. Some of the plot twists in this, or the choices that were made, were kind of reminiscent of other YA fantasies that I read, especially really recently, which diminished my love of this just a little bit. But overall, I really liked it. I'm curious to see if this will be the last book, or if we'll get another one set in this world, because I'll be curious to see what she does next. But overall, I gave this like 3.5 stars, not quite 4, but I really enjoyed it. I think it's definitely worth all the hype, and I thought that the mystery was really interesting. How this novel was structured was not what I expected it to be, and that was definitely like a positive for this novel, because this structure was so unique. It's definitely non-linear, which I thought was really interesting, and I really enjoyed it. So I wound up giving it 3.5 stars. If you have read it or want to read it, comment below, and I would love to hear your thoughts as well, but try to keep it spoiler free. And then I also started Unclaimed Baggage by Jen Dahl. This is a book. It takes place in Alabama, and it follows these 3 characters. It is a summer, and they are working at this store called Unclaimed Baggage, which is basically a store that sells, like, luggages that got lost. It sounds, like, really cool. I'm, like, literally, like, 88 pages in, but it's so fun. It definitely deals with, like, harder issues. There are 3 characters. One has lived in Alabama all her life. One is a young boy who's dealing with possibly some alcoholism, and a girl is a new girl to town. So there's a lot of drama and dynamics, but I'm actually really enjoying it. It's just a super fun read, which is kind of what I wanted right now. And I will definitely check in more tomorrow. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, Lori here. I'm finally here to actually finish up this reading vlog. Sorry this video became so long, but I really like to finish my reading vlogs when I finish a book, and I was trying to do that. So I did wind up finishing Unclaimed Baggage yesterday, or actually this morning, by Jen Dahl. This was actually a super cute book. It was definitely more of like a summer contemporary. It basically followed these three characters, Nell, Doris, and Grant. And they wind up working at this store, which is called Unclaimed Baggage in Alabama. Nell is a new person to this town. Doris lived there forever, and so did Grant. They're all kind of dealing with like different issues in their lives, but they all wind up working at this this place together, and it kind of develops a budding friendship. There's some romances brewing. It deals with a lot of like heavy topics, but in like a very like lighthearted way. Like they deal with alcohol, not even lighthearted, but like just an easy to process way, I would say that. Like they deal with alcoholism, they deal with racism, they deal with conflicting attitudes, they deal with like feeling lost, they deal with sexual harassment, even elements of the Me Too movement are in here as well. Religion, everything is kind of in this book, but I think it was just super fun. I really liked it. I love the setting of the Unclaimed Baggage as like a store. I love books with cute settings. I've read a bunch of them, but this one was definitely adorable. I would definitely give this 3.5 stars. The first 40% of the books was okay. The last half was actually really interesting, so I definitely give this book like 3.5, 4 stars. But yeah, I liked it. I would definitely read more by her in the future. But yeah, so that's with this. And I'm actually making more progress on my Plain Jane, which is one of my book club books. And I literally have like 30 pages left. So hopefully when I'm done planning tonight, I can finish this and I can start a new book. I don't know what it is yet, but once I know, I will start my next reading vlog. But yeah, I actually read a lot in this reading vlog, and it's been nice to get back to like reading and some fun stuff. The Mary Grand Prix event yesterday was okay. It was a slight disappointment because she did get food poisoning and wasn't there. But I did get to meet Brian Selznick, and he signed my copies of Harry Potter, which was awesome. Hopefully she does do what she promised, and we do get book plates, which would make my life. Would have been awesome to meet her, but book plates are just as good. But I will definitely update you guys tomorrow with what I'm going to start reading once I finish my Plain Jane. I'm still in the middle of listening to Six of Crows as well, but that's just a longer book that I'm still in the middle of. But yeah, I will check in with you guys for my next reading vlog, and I'll talk to you guys later.